So this right here, I actually lost count at 30 plus times coming to Pima County Jail. And this right here was actually my first official spot that I did my most time in the beginning. And it's actually a 60-day sentence that I got in 2F and G. And it was because I violated probation. I started off a long time ago on supervised probation. You know, I had regular probation, supervised probation, and then I got direct probation, then IPS probation. And IPS means in prison soon. And my probation officer actually said that's what it means, in prison soon. And I was like, man, daggone if he wasn't right. Little did I know later on, I'd wind up spending 8 years in prison from drug-related crimes. And in between there, I spent half a dozen plus times in halfway houses. I lost count at a dozen at detox. Been to 3 rehabs. You know, staying in my relatives' houses, friends' houses, staying in my car, being homeless. And you know, the crazy thing is my main drug of choice was crack cocaine, and I did everything else. But the thing that really blows me away is that all the things that I thought I would never do or become, I actually did and became. And the amazing story today is what I'm doing is I'm putting a biography together, and I'm having somebody piece it together, and all the story and the journey of that I went through, so you guys can understand a little bit more. Because if it wasn't for those struggles, those trials, and those tribulations, that there's no way I would be where I'm at today, to be able to help serve in the capacity that I do, and to give people what they need in a certain way. Because I understand, and we all have a story. Every one of us, we have a story, and you don't have to go to jail to have a story. But this just happens to be my story. So stay tuned. Video's coming up soon. It'll be out, and I would love if you watch it. And not just become inspired, because it comes from a point to where I didn't have anything, to where I'm at a point that things aren't so bad in my life. But maybe you could also share it with somebody that's having a rough time in their life, because many times we don't think about the things that we're grateful for. I was mentioning the other day about this COVID issue. You know, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's the end of the world, COVID. It's serious, I get it, it's worldwide. But at the same time, it gives us a sense of appreciation for all those things that we did take for granted. And here, what I did take for granted was my freedom. And until I had my freedom taken away, I didn't learn to appreciate what it feels like to be free and not be watched, not be in a cell. And that's the same with COVID. We got locked up in our house, we got isolated, and now we have the social distance, and when it all goes away, we're gonna go, wow, you know what? It was so cool to be able to go to a restaurant, to go to a movie, not have to stand 6 feet from somebody, and have our freedoms taken away. So however you look at it, the struggle's real for all of us. I hope this movie or this live video inspires somebody to actually think about the things that they're grateful for, maybe some of the struggles in the past that they've overcome, and that to realize that life is not that bad. Because I tell you what, it's all in how we look at it, how we perceive it, and how we make the best of it. Because we all get that hand that we're dealt, and sometimes we get a crappier hand than we used to have, or we actually get a better hand. But as long as you're putting that work in to become a better you on a daily basis, there's no daggone reason that you can't become a better human. So the message is, be a better human. Be a better human and never give up on yourself. And if you have somebody else, that a friend or a family relative that's struggling, that you think that they just might not change, you never know. Because for me, this year coming up, February, I'll be 15 years clean and sober off of crack cocaine, alcohol, pot, you know, all those different things that put me into these places. So that message is for you too. Don't give up.